Hi everyone, my name is Pamela Jouven. I'm the director of the SME Climate Hub, which is a joint initiative of the Women Business Coalition, the Exponential Roadmap Initiative, and the United Nations Race to Zero campaign. And it is my pleasure to contribute to this event today to talk about the role of SMEs in climate action, the opportunities for them, and also the support they can get through initiatives like the SME Climate Hub. So let's get started. First things first, what is the SME Climate Hub? The hub was designed as a one-stop shop for SMEs, so small and medium-sized enterprises. And businesses joining the hub can do three different things. They can commit to climate targets that are aligned with the 1.5-degree goal of the Paris Agreement. And when they make this commitment, they gain access to the United Nations Race to Zero campaign. They can also access free tools and resources to take climate action. We'll see in a minute what these tools look like, and they can also benefit from specific incentives to really start reducing their emissions. As I said before, the initiative is the official pathway for small and medium-sized businesses to join the Race to Zero campaign, and we already have thousands of SMEs from over 100 countries who've decided to join our community. But let's take a bit of a step back and try and understand why we decided to focus our efforts on SMEs. Well, SMEs really play a key role as part of local communities, but also as part of global supply chains. They make up 90% of businesses worldwide. They employ over 2 billion people, and in Hong Kong alone, they account for more than 98% of businesses, and they employ half of the city. So if you think about Hong Kong's target to become carbon neutral by 2050, well, it simply cannot be achieved if SMEs don't also contribute to this goal. We also know that SMEs are very vulnerable when it comes to climate change. About half of them never reopen after a disaster. And finally, we also know that small businesses face specific challenges in taking climate action. And these range from limited resources, think time, capacity, funding, but also limited know-how and skills. Many of them feel that they're not equipped to take climate action based on a survey that we ran across our own SME community. And we also know that some of the incentives that are available out there are a bit misaligned. They don't really meet SMEs' needs. So we're really trying to fill this gap with the hub and provide SMEs with all the support that they need to take climate action. Because by taking climate action, small and medium-sized businesses can better navigate all the shifting expectations of all the stakeholders that they work with, from consumers to large corporations and buyers, even government. And these are just some of the benefits that come with taking climate action for SMEs. It's an opportunity for them to gain a competitive advantage. So if you think about SMEs that are working with big global buyers who have set ambitious climate targets and are looking to work with sustainable suppliers, well, Asian SMEs in this context can definitely maintain a competitive advantage over their global peers by taking climate action. The EU Green Deal, for example, certainly has implications on exporters and manufacturers in Asia. It's also a fantastic way to improve efficiency and manage risk in the business. You can reduce costs by taking climate action. Think about the municipal solid waste charging in Hong Kong. So if you reduce your waste, which is a way to take action on climate, you also reduce your costs. And of course, taking action on climate is also a way to grow your business, your brand, and enhance access to capital, because investors are really paying attention to this at the moment as well. Now let's have a closer look at what the platform looks like really. This is how it works. When you join the hub, we walk you through a specific journey that starts by using some tools to really understand where you stand, what your emissions look like. So, you can take the first steps through our calculator, for example, to learn how to measure your emissions and also try and understand what taking climate action means for a small business. Once you have a better understanding of this space, we encourage you to make a public, credible commitment to join the Race to Zero. And once you're part of the Race to Zero, this unlocks additional tools and resources for you to use on the platform to really help you identify the right actions, but also to help you report on your progress and get recognized by all the stakeholders that are part of the ecosystem. Let's have a closer look at specific aspects of the platform so you fully understand how we're operating. This, for example, is the SME climate commitment that we ask SMEs to sign. When you sign the commitment, you basically commit to halving your emissions before 2030, to achieving net zero emissions before 2050, and also to disclose your progress on a yearly basis, starting from 18 months after you make the commitment. As I said before, we also have a number of tools on the platform that SMEs can use. Some of them have been designed in partnership with really high-level partners out there, and these include a Climate Fit education course created in partnership with BSR and the University of Cambridge, but also a business carbon calculator that we've developed with Normative and with support from google.org, in addition to a reporting tool that we're literally about to launch, and also a library of external tools curated by Oxford University that brings together many other tools and resources created by third parties out there for SMEs who have the time to dig a little deeper. But the core of the hub, the core of the tools and resources that we provide is really centered around the ones that I'm going to show you right now. First of all, the business carbon calculator. So this is a very simple tool that helps SMEs understand how many emissions they currently have in their business. It provides them with scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions following the greenhouse gas protocol. It asks very simple questions to SMEs and also uses their spent data to do that. And it's been specifically designed to be user-friendly and to do all of this in just a couple of hours. Now, Climate Fit is the climate education course that we have on the hub. It's a very practical step-by-step guide that helps SMEs understand what's in it for their business and how they can really get on their journey to net zero. As you can see, there are 7 modules that cover pretty much everything from strategy and governance all the way to operations, supply chains, product design, even communications and employee engagement. And all these modules contain very practical resources such as case studies, email templates, and they only take 30 minutes to complete. Another tool that we have for SMEs that I didn't mention before is a financial support guide that we developed once again with BSR and the University of Cambridge. So this is really the first resource that we have created to help SMEs understand how they can access financial support to start reducing their emissions. So it shows which type of stakeholders SMEs can reach out to, from, again, big buyers, banks, maybe government, investors, and how they can approach these conversations. Once again, we have case studies, email templates, very practical tools for SMEs to use. And this is just the first step that we're taking on this front, and we'll be working on developing additional support and financial incentives to be implemented through the hub in the years to come. Now, I often get the question from SMEs, so this all sounds great, but how do I really take action in my business? What should my plan look like? Well, the truth is that plans will vary from one business to the other, from one country to the other, one industry to the other. There's no one size fits all model, right? That said, there are some very simple actions that will more often than not apply to your business. First of all, you can work on transitioning to renewable energy, of course, via specific providers or by installing your own renewable electricity. Another great way to start taking action is to look at energy efficiency. For example, in your building, can you work on insulation? Can you adjust your heating and cooling systems or install smart meters? And then obviously there's circularity, so switching to circular systems. And that includes minimizing waste, as we were saying before. Your fleet is also very important. Do you have an opportunity to electrify your vehicle fleet if you have one? And finally, suppliers are obviously a big part of the equation. So do go and talk to them. See if you can collaborate on taking climate action, if you can support each other as well. I wanted to end this presentation by showing you what our current community looks like. So this is just a snapshot of where our SMEs are based, so the SMEs who have already made the SME climate commitment. Of course, there are also other SMEs who are using our tools that are all free and available even before you make the commitment. So I would definitely encourage you to check them out. And I certainly hope that if you're an SME, you'll consider joining us very soon and making the commitment to be part of the race to zero. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.